All right. So, for those who don't know about Secret World, fill us in a little bit.
Well, the Secret World is a massively multiplayer online game. So it's in the same vein as World of Warcraft, EverQuest, all of these games. But what really sets it apart is that it's set in our own modern-day real world. So it's contemporary, and it's set in locations like New England, London, New York, Egypt, Transylvania, in our own time. And the twist is that everything is true. All the myths, legends, conspiracy theories of the world are all true. So you meet Bigfoot in the game, and he's actually a nice guy, and he sends you on missions. Stonehenge is a source of powerful magic that secret societies fight to control. Vampires are real, werewolves are real, all of that cool stuff. And on the system side of things, the Secret World has no classes and it has no levels. We basically give you 500 abilities that you can purchase using ability points, and then you can tweak and build your character any way you like, because truly customizing the play experience you want, the playing experience that you want. And you can even switch builds at any time. So one moment you're a tank, the other moment you're a healer, and so on. So we're giving players the freedom to play the game the way they want to play.
That's awesome. I mean, I've played World of Warcraft plenty of times, and it's like you're either this or you're that, and having the ability to do whatever. That's awesome. Thank you. You said that it takes place in New England, so are we going to see some Boston landmarks by any chance?
We're not going to see any Boston landmarks, but I mean, we have basically our locale in New England. It's on an island called Solomon Island. It's a fictional island, but it's off the coast of real-world New England. And I mean, we actually sent our developers to Maine. We put them in a car and they drove along the coast and they visited all of these towns and got a feel for how the place looks, people, culture. And we're translating that into the game. So if you're playing New England in a New England area that we're actually showing here at PAX, it feels like an area that could be in New England. But we also have, of course, locations outside of that as well. I mean, you will go to Egypt, Transylvania, all of these cool places.
Nice. So what inspired you guys to make the Secret World?
Well, we wanted to create an MMO that is different, fundamentally different from anything out there. We did the same with Age of Conan. We challenged some of the genre standards, and we're doing the same with the Secret World. But I think we're taking it a step further with the Secret World. The story of the game is made by a guy named called Ragnar Turnquist, and he's also the guy who wrote the story for Dreamfall and The Longest Journey, two wildly popular adventure games. And he wanted to make a game that was set in the real world, and had this premise. And actually, when we first began working on the Secret World, it was just called The World Online, because we wanted to capture the world and put it into an online game. And from there, it's just sort of developed and to the point where we are now.
Nice. If Secret World was a food, what food would it be?
A great, fantastic steak with a glass of, really good red wine.
Nice. I could really go for that right now. What's your favorite part in the game so far?
Well, I mean, to me, it's the storytelling, because the story is extremely important in the Secret World, and more so than in any other MMO ever made, undoubtedly. It's being written by this great team of writers, including Ragnar himself. But everything you do in the game is sort of a part of a puzzle. It's this jigsaw puzzle, and the more you play, the more you understand what's going on. And in many ways, it feels like an adventure game at the same time as it is an MMO. And it doesn't just send you on these mindless missions. I mean, there's actually a really, really solid storyline all the way through. And we have something called investigation missions, for instance, where the game asks you to do something, or solve a riddle or a puzzle or whatever, but it doesn't tell you how to do it. It doesn't give you a waypoint or a direction in which to go. For instance, it can just give you a number on a piece of paper, and you need to figure out what this number means. So we might, start looking around, watching signs, trying to find that number somewhere in the game world. Maybe you open a phone book and you start looking for that number in the phone book. or maybe you'll bring up the in-game browser and go to Google and type in the number into Google, and maybe Google gives you back a Wikipedia article on, you know, Greek history, for instance. And you read this article and you start, oh, this is relevant for what I'm doing in the game now. And you solve these puzzles and riddles through doing that. And these missions can take a long time and it takes a lot of commitment. But I mean, it's an incredibly rewarding experience that I've never seen in an MMO before, at least.
I'm like stunned right now. Did you just say in-game browser?
We do have an in-game browser, absolutely. So you can, you know, search the web and you know, it's a big part of the game. That, I mean, Secret World is set in a real world. Of course, with that, everything is true twist. But it means that we can draw upon, you know, everything that we have in the real world. You know, so we can, you know, draw upon, you know, history and draw that into our mission. So yes, we do have an in-game browser that lets you sort of connect with the outside world.
That's amazing. Oh man, that's so cool. I like how you guys are emphasizing more on story. Been playing WoW for a couple years now, and just there really isn't any story. It's just go find this guy, kill that, harvest that, and it's you don't really get into the story with World of Warcraft. Sorry to, you know, bash on them a little bit, but you only get stories and like these little like 5, you know, 10-second cutscenes and stuff, and just it's a breath of fresh air to have guys like you know, doing.
And all of our missions are told through these really incredible cinematics. I mean, we have tons of voice actors. We have hundreds of missions, and all of them have cinematics. So when it's not just a text box that is presenting you what to do. It really feels like a story is being told to you. And you know, it is one of the 4 pillars of the game: the storyline and the storytelling.
Nice. No walls of text. Thank you.